I hope we can start. I'm very pleased to start our conference called "The Legacy of Bronisław Malinowski in Present-Day Social Sciences and Humanities" on the centenary of the publication of Argonauts of the Western Pacific. We will start with the address from our Vice-Rector, Professor Piotr Kuśtrowski. Yeah, perhaps I will have to speak close to the microphone. As you know, we are going hybrid, which of course is an awful problem. They still can't hear. And from this, can you hear me from this microphone? Can you hear me? No, they can't. And now, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very sorry for this technicalities. So, Vice-Rector, please tell us a few encouraging words.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chairman, dear guests and participants of International Conference, The Legacy of Bronisław Malinowski in Present-Day Social Sciences and Humanities. It's my great honor and also pleasure to welcome all of you on behalf of the authorities of the Jagiellonian University, especially rector of our university, Professor Jacek Popiel. I'm really glad to see such a large number of participants of this meeting that is focused on reflection on life and scientific achievements of Bronisław Malinowski and his influence on the development of modern anthropology and related sciences. Bronisław Malinowski belongs to the large group of outstanding graduates of our university who have achieved success in their world science. Within the walls of our alma mater, he studied from 1902 to 1906 at the Faculty of Philosophy and obtained his doctorate there in 1908. From the Jagiellonian University, he migrated to London, where at the local university began to develop anthropological research based on a long and deep contact with the investigated community in the Trobriand Islands. As a result of the performed analysis of culture and economy of this island community, he wrote a monograph entitled Argonauts of Western Pacific, published in 1922. 100 years ago, 100 years after that event, we are meeting in retrospect to discuss the presence of assumptions of Bronisław Malinowski approach in present-day social sciences and humanities. The legacy of Bronisław Malinowski achievements at the Jagiellonian University is very impressive. We owe it mainly to Professor Andrzej Waligórski, who was a Malinowski student, and also the next generation of successors. We want to share the wealth of these studies and reflections with other interested researchers from the world. The Jagiellonian University willingly engages in various scientific activities, finding them as elements of development of science. Certainly, through meetings and discussions, we can exchange knowledge and experience, thus building the power of science. So I'm very grateful to the organizers for proposing such important topic for meeting and for attracting so many distinguished guests. I would like to thank all organizers for their work done and ask Professor Grażyna Kubica-Heller, who represents the organizing committee, for giving my thanks individually to all members of the team. I hope that this conference that we are just opening will give you an opportunity to exchange ideas and fruitful discussions. Take advantage of this time spent with scientists from different sites and in free time enjoy the charms of beautiful city Kraków. I wish you many inspirations, many impressions, and invite you to the Jagiellonian University again in the future. Thank you very much.
And now I would like to ask our director, Professor Kaja Gadowska, director of the Institute of Sociology, to say her few words.
Thank you. Greetings to one and all gathered here. I recognize and greet in particular the Vice-Rector of the Jagiellonian University, Professor Piotr Kuśtrowski. Yet my sincere appreciation is extended especially to all of you who have come from near and far to contribute to the conference at hand. As the director of the Institute of Sociology at the Jagiellonian University, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to Kraków, within the hallowed walls of Collegium Maius, the oldest building, for the opening of the conference The Legacy of Bronisław Malinowski in Present-Day Social Sciences and Humanities, on the centenary of the publication of Argonauts of the Western Pacific. The person and life work of Bronisław Malinowski undoubtedly fill the most praiseworthy pages in the history of our Faculty of Philosophy. Hence, the section on social anthropology at the Institute of Sociology, as a unit which has been for decades expressly and extraordinarily involved in researching Malinowski's achievements, undertook the organization of this conference, honoring the eminent occasion of this 100th anniversary of Argonauts of Western Pacific, first published, as you know, in 1922, with a preface by Sir James Fraser. For many years, projects undertaken by social anthropologists in the Institute of Sociology have played an important role at this university and in the world. Inspired by Malinowski's student and mentioned by Vice-Rector Andrzej Waligowski, subsequently furthered by Andrzej Paluch and continued to this day by his successor, these endeavors have included, among many others in Polish and in English, the volume Malinowski Between Two Worlds, the Polish roots of an anthropological tradition, among whose editors were not only Roy F. Allen and Ernest Dehner, but also Grażyna Kubica-Heller and Janusz Mucha from our institute. The purpose of the conference we inaugurate today is therefore twofold. One, an open invitation to reflect upon the impact which the oeuvre of Bronisław Malinowski has had on the social sciences and humanities around the world, and two, the maintenance and development of deeply rooted tradition of research conducted in Kraków at the Jagiellonian University in the Institute of Sociology. We would not be meeting here today if not for the efforts of those who researched in the past and those researching in the present, those who have shaped Krakow's anthropological community then, and those shaping it now. Our conference pays tribute to an illustrious graduate of the Jagiellonian University's Faculty of Philosophy, but also stems from continuous attentiveness in analyzing Bronisław Malinowski's perspectives, the topics of his research, and his findings and conclusions. His work and ours are anchored in a university whose robust history dates back to the 14th century. A special welcome goes to our distinguished guests from London School of Economics, which became Malinowski's second academic home. Permit me to recall the presence of Anthony Giddens, spoken exactly in this building when he received the title of Doctor Honoris Causa from the Jagiellonian University in 2015. In the first words of his address, Giddens called attention to the relationship already established between LSE and the Jagiellonian University, precisely through the person of Bronisław Malinowski. Antony Giddens took care to emphasize that Bronisław Malinowski had made such a global impact on anthropology. In closing, I would like to thank Grażyna Kubica-Heller in conjunction with all the members of the organizing committee for their efforts in preparing and bringing this conference to fruition. I am convinced that much reflection, collaboration, and cooperation will come of your stay here in Krakow. This will constitute a significant stage in research into Bronisław Malinowski and his achievement, but will also serve unquestionably to inspire students and future scholars at the Jagiellonian University to set ambitious goals, to aim high, and to become groundbreakers. I wish everyone fruitful discussions and rewarding deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I need to add some major issues, like our sponsors were Institute of Sociology, mainly, but also City of Kraków. And I would like to list our patrons. Honorary conference patron is the rector of the Jagiellonian University, Professor Jacek Popiel, who himself is a theatrologist, and he told me a story about some conference in early 70s he attended. The conference was about Stanisław Ignacy Witkiewicz, of course, as a drama writer. And half of the conference was devoted to Malinowski as Witkacy's friend. So that was quite encouraging, you know, that even our rector is not only knowing the name, but appreciating Malinowski. Other sponsors, Polish Sociological Association, Polish Association of Cultural Studies, and Polish Ethnological Association. And I would like to say that exactly from these three disciplines, our participants come. So we are very glad that we could gather such a splendid group of scholars, not only sociologists or ethnologists, but also cultural studies, literary studies, and other studies scholars. Another thing, this is perhaps a funny thing, but the toilet is down there. I'm mentioning this also. When you go there, note that there is a portrait by Stanisław Ignacy Witkiewicz of Leon Chwistek, another Malinowski peer, and you can see down there. I would also like to say that our boss of our social anthropology section, Maria Flies, was unable to come for health reasons. She just had an operation, but she's with us mentally. And if it's possible, she will join us via Teams. Yeah, I think this is all what I wanted to say at the beginning. And we already have our guests from our participants from all over the world, and we will start in 10 minutes regular session. So thank you for coming, and I'm very glad to have all you here, and keep fingers crossed for our technical things, because without this, I'm afraid it may not work. Thank you. Okay, 7 minutes break. Yeah. Okay. Dziękuję bardzo. Okay. Stay there, all of you. Don't leave us. We have just 10 minutes and then we start immediately, 11:30. Thank you.